With up to 6% of hours classed as unverified, we're helping employers to set up 3 simple automations that reduce this by up to 30% in 6 weeks. And in this video, I'm going to talk you through those 3 automations in a little more detail. The first automation we recommend setting up is for late or missed checkouts. Most missing hours happen at the end of the day. Maybe somebody forgets to clock out. It happens. But what this means is that managers spend a lot of time, normally in bulk, at the end of the week before they send the data to payroll, trying to work out what time a bunch of people ended their shifts. Now, they've got 2 options here: to just default to the expected finish time, meaning that the actual hours work become unverified and therefore unreliable. Maybe they're underpaying or overpaying for hours in this situation, or they can try to chase staff for answers. Neither of these are preferable. So our late or missed checkout automation is designed to help. So the first thing we need to do is set up a system flag that triggers 15 minutes after it expected to see a clock out entry. The system can then notify both the worker in question and their direct supervisor that this clock out is missing. The supervisor can then verify whether or not the person is still working and correct the timesheet in real time if needed. We helped one facility site set this automation up, and they started correcting 92% of missing checkouts within the hour. This reduced the amount of time supervisors were spending chasing missed entries by 50%, and it improved the accuracy of their payroll data too. The second automation you can use is for no-shows at the start of a shift. Now, in many situations, no-shows are not always spotted until halfway through the morning. It depends, of course, on the size of your team, the nature of your work, but the point is that if you don't spot it straight away, then you're likely only going to notice when you start feeling the impact of being short-staffed. So the way we catch this in real time with our no-show automation starts with the Sense Presence dashboard. And what you want to do is set your system up so that if no presence is detected in an assigned zone within 15 minutes of a shift starting, or whatever time frame you want to assign to this, then the system will send an alert to the site manager or the shift supervisor, who is prompted to take 2 simple actions. The first is to verify that the person actually is missing. Did they just forget their phone or their badge? Did they forget to clock in? And the second is to check the cover list for available replacements. Now, this might seem like a really simple automation, and that's because it is. The point here is that you're finding out about no-shows quickly and automatically, which has 2 significant results. First, you're preventing the possibility of accidentally paying for a shift that wasn't work, and second, you're finding fast cover to ensure that you have enough people to complete the full day's workload. You're also going to reduce disputes arising from missed start flags later in the week. We helped one retail client to implement this automation, and they cut their missed shift start disputes by around 40%. And that's where you challenge a person for missing the start of their shift and they say, well, actually, I was there. The third automation helps you investigate potential buddy punch risks. Buddy punching is where one worker will clock in for their friend, and it isn't usually malicious. Maybe their friend is running a few minutes late, or maybe they're just trying to save time queuing for the clock-in machine. One scans the badges while the other gets the coffees in. But even if there is no time theft in play here, buddy punching still creates unverified hours and can cause potential tension between staff and managers. So with this automation, what we'll do is ask Sense Workplace to send a notification if it reads a particular pattern. Now, it's up to you what this pattern looks like, but we tend to suggest something like the same 2 badges clocking in together for, let's say, 3 days in a row. Or if you want to add an extra filter to this notification, you could even ask it to only include entries that are less than 5 seconds apart. The point here is that you can investigate quickly at the time that it happens, rather than levelling wild allegations at your staff a week later. So we actually helped one manufacturing client set this workflow up because they suspected buddy punching. On investigating the triggers, though, it actually turns out that one of their clock-in machines was faulty, and it wasn't a case of buddy punching at all, meaning they could fix the problem without upsetting any of their staff. These automations are very easy to build when you're using Sense Workplace, and on sites where we've set up all 3, we've seen unverified hours reduced by between 15 to 30% in less than 6 weeks. You can see all 3 workflows complete with a step-by-step playbook and downloadable checklist by clicking the link below this video. Thanks for watching.